Hey, I'm Jeff Reber over at ERA Heavener Realty, and we're going to answer the question today that's on everyone's mind. Even if you don't own a house, you've probably asked the question, when or is this current real estate market going to crash? So this isn't really a prediction as much as it is an assessment of our current situation. And so let's set up the playing field. What's going on here? So I've got a few different tabs that we're going to run through that kind of give a good analysis or give us the information we need to make an educated decision on where's this market headed in the next 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, and beyond that, it's anybody's guess. But here we are. So screen number one, if you will, median sales price in our MLS. I'm going to use a local statistic here because that's probably more relevant for your situation. And you can see this, and so this is the median price in our MLS for single family houses. You can see it rising from left to right in a pretty consistent manner over the past 10 years. So that's good news. Prices are going up, right? And why is that? Well, in part, it's because inventory, some would call it the supply of housing or an absorption rate. And really it's this measure of how many houses are people buying per month compared to how many houses are presently available in our market. And you can see it sliding as we move from left to right, down and to the right, which means that there is less and less available as we go forward in time. And where there is not enough supply and demand is still strong, prices go up. So why is that? Well, interest rates over the last, 35, 40 years have just been on this downward slide. Again, looking at this chart, to the point where we're still hovering right around or below 3% on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, which in the grand scheme of things is a phenomenally low rate. So money is cheap to borrow, there's not much available, and we have a ton of demand for real estate. Even further, why is that? So this is a chart of single family new home permits or construction over the last, this is dating all the way back to like the 50s. And you can't see the exact numbers here. Trying to get charts to do exactly what you want is a bit challenging. But basically, this is a monthly chart of how many home starts happened. And you can see down here around 2008 to say 2011, 12, we were only doing about 500,000 homes per month, give or take. Whereas back in the 70s, mid-70s, we were up around 2.5 million per month. And we know that in the 70s, the population was like, low 200 millions in the United States, and now it's mid 300 millions range. So we have more people, we have fewer housing starts happening, and there's not nearly as much available for sale in the existing home category either. So all of that to say this, with all of those factors at play, unless something crazy happens with mortgage interest rates or new home inventory coming on the market, we're going to see a hot seller's market for the next 6 months and probably more like the next 12 months until this can kind of balance out. So for what that's worth, I wanted to pass that information along. Again, this isn't exactly a prediction of the future as much as it is an assessment of where we are today and what that will mean in the near term. 6 months, 12 months, and maybe even into 18 months. I think that we will get back to a balanced market eventually, but that's just not going to happen tomorrow. So I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions about it, or you have questions about how it applies to a home you're thinking about selling or a home you're thinking about buying, I'd love to hear from you. 904-405-1995. Again, Jeff Reber over at ERA Heavener Realty. You can shoot me an email as well. That's jeff@era.com. And I'll talk to you soon.